So, you're thinking about a career change, right? And of course, AI is absolutely everywhere. The biggest question I get is this: is it too late? Did I miss the boat? Well, today, we're going to tackle that head on.
But first, let's get real for a second. Why are you even thinking about this? Does this hit a little too close to home? That feeling of just watching the clock tick, waiting for 5 o'clock to roll around, feeling completely and utterly bored.
Yeah, it's that feeling of being stuck, isn't it? It happens to the best of us. Maybe your job just isn't fulfilling anymore. Or, let's be honest, maybe the pay is just not cutting it. You know something has to change, but the path forward just looks foggy.
Seriously, we have all been there. It's that nagging little voice in the back of your head, isn't it? The one that says you're capable of so much more, that there's no room to grow where you are, and that you are definitely not getting paid what you are worth. It's a tough spot to be in. But what if I told you there's a massive opportunity just waiting for you?
And that opportunity? It's artificial intelligence. Now I know what you're probably thinking. AI. That's for some genius with a PhD, right? Nope, not the whole story. The key is to see AI for what it really is, an incredibly powerful new tool that anyone can learn.
I love this analogy because it just makes so much sense. Think about it. 100 years ago, if you wanted to dig a foundation, you used a hand shovel. Then, the excavator came along. Now, did the job of digging holes go away? No way. But the tool became ridiculously more powerful. That's AI for our jobs today. It's the excavator for knowledge work. It does the heavy lifting for you.
And you know what? Someone had to learn to operate that excavator. They didn't have to invent it. It's the exact same thing with AI. You can be trained to use it, and honestly, the barrier to entry gets lower every single day. This isn't about being a genius. It's about learning a new, incredibly valuable skill.
Okay, so let's talk about the big stuff. The fears. The questions that are probably swirling around in your head that are holding you back. It's time to bust some of the biggest myths about making a career change into AI. All right, first up, the one everybody wants to know about, the money. Is the pay really as good as all the headlines say? What can you actually expect to make? Is it really worth it?
Let's put some real numbers on the table. For an entry-level role, something like a junior data analyst, you could be looking at a starting salary anywhere from $60,000 up to $85,000. Now, of course, that depends on where you live and the company, but for so many people I work with, that number alone is completely life-changing.
But it really doesn't stop there. This is where the growth just takes off. Once you have a few years of experience, maybe you specialize in machine learning or data visualization, boom, those mid-level jobs can jump up to the $130,000 range. We're talking about serious earning power here.
And then you get to the senior level. For the specialists, the lead AI engineers, the top-tier data scientists, honestly, the sky is the limit. Salaries often go well beyond $200,000. So, to answer the question, yes, the financial incentive is absolutely undeniable.
Okay, next myth. And this one, I hear this one all the time, especially from people in their 40s, 50s, even their 60s. They have this deep-seated feeling that they've just missed their chance, that it's simply too late to start over. Let me be crystal clear about this. Age is not a barrier. In fact, your experience is a huge asset. I'm working with a client right now who is 67 years old, and he is successfully launching a brand new career for the next chapter of his life. If he can do it, you absolutely can too. And here it is, the other big fear, the tech itself. People get this image in their head that you have to be some kind of math whiz or a coding prodigy who's been programming since they were 12. That technical intimidation is a massive mental block. But that's just not true anymore. The tools are getting so much more user-friendly, and the learning paths are clearer than they've ever been. With all the beginner-friendly boot camps and online courses out there, the most important thing you need isn't your background. It's your drive to learn. That's it.
So you're ready to get past the myths. But where do you actually begin? Let's get tactical. First, you have to identify the skills you already have. Are you a great project manager? A strong communicator? The AI field needs those skills too. Second, start learning the fundamentals. Find a good online bootcamp or a certification program. And third, and this is the hurdle where most people get stuck, you have to translate all that into a resume that actually gets you in the door.
And that brings us to the modern gatekeeper. See, before a human ever even lays eyes on your application, it has to get past a robot. This software is called an applicant tracking system, or ATS. And here's a stat that's going to shock you. Over 75% of resumes are automatically rejected by these bots.
For career changers, it is the single biggest hurdle.
And that is where today's sponsor, MobileCV.ai, is an absolute game changer. It's an AI-powered tool designed to solve this exact problem. You can feed it your old resume, your LinkedIn profile, whatever, and it rebuilds it into a perfectly formatted professional CV in about 60 seconds flat. It uses these special templates, they're called LaTeX, that are basically the gold standard for getting past those tough ATS scanners. For career changers, it's incredible because it can instantly re-angle your entire profile for a new industry. And the best part, there's no subscription. You get 3 free credits to start, no strings attached.
Okay, let's zoom out for a minute. Because even if you decide not to switch your entire career, understanding AI is still absolutely critical. This isn't just about a few niche tech jobs anymore. This is about a fundamental shift in how all work gets done.
So here's the bottom line. AI is leverage. Knowing how to use these tools makes you more valuable, more efficient, and way more marketable to any employer in any industry. It's the skill that lets you beat the competition because you can deliver more value faster.
This isn't some trend that's coming in the distant future. The revolution is already here. It's changing every single industry, from healthcare to manufacturing. The only question left to answer is, are you ready to be a part of it?